Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. Xiao Yang turned his head slowly after hearing Ju Feng's furious cry that was filled with murderous intent. His cold eyes were just like a ferocious beast as they stared at Ju Feng. Ju Feng suddenly felt a chill on his skin as Xiao Yang looked at him. Only then did he recover some of his coolness. His expression continued to remain quite gloomy and cold. His eyes did not give in and stared continuously at Xiao Yang while he spoke in a dense voice. We have entered the Bodhisattva ancient tree together and experienced so many obstacles. Yet, you are now planning to take all the Bodhisattva seeds away. Aren't you a little too unreasonable? Xiao Yang burst out in laughter after hearing this. He said, "Unreasonable? I'm afraid that this is not what you are thinking. You should be thinking of talking with your fist, right?" Xiao Yang clearly understood in his heart that if it was not because his strength deterred Ju Feng, it was likely that the latter would have attacked and forcefully snatched those Bodhisattva seeds. Being reasonable? This was a kind of protection that the weak sought in the face of great strength. The corner of Ju Feng's eyes twitched a couple of times. A murderous desire that could not be suppressed surged within his heart, but it was fortunate that he retained some rational thoughts and did not immediately attack. Instead, he turned his head and looked at Han Yu. His voice was gloomy as he said, "Brother Han Yu, don't tell me that you are happy that he took all the Bodhisattva seeds away, making our effort during this period of time to be worthless, right?" Han Yu's expression was calm. He did not reply. Instead, both of his eyes were flickering with a sinister expression and displayed the dissatisfaction in his heart. Regardless of how calculating he was, he still had difficulty suppressing his fury and desire to kill at this moment. "Xiao Yang, distribute 8 Bodhisattva seeds to my Han clan and the Heaven Demon Phoenix side to end this matter." Han Yu was quiet for a moment before his icy-cold voice was finally emitted. Xiao Yang smiled. He opened his hand and 11 Bodhisattva seeds sat in his palm. If he was to give 8 Bodhisattva seeds to them, he would only have 3 left. This was not something that Xiao Yang would do. Moreover, these Bodhisattva seeds possessed the mysterious effect of raising one's chances of successfully advancing to the Doshan class, and a seed could be used to refine a Bodhisattva pill. This Tier 8 medicinal pill, which could summon a 9-colored pill lightning, could cause many 9-change peak Doshan experts to go crazy. If he were to give these Bodhisattva seeds to them, these two factions might have more people break through to the Doshan class. Would Xiao Yang not end up creating powerful enemies for no reason? With Xiao Yang's character, he would naturally not do something so foolish. Hence, he gently shook his head and slowly replied, "I refuse." The atmosphere of this place became tense after Xiao Yang's 2 words slowly sounded. A pressure pressed down on everyone's hearts. They knew that the matter today would not end peacefully. Han Yu's expression became volatile after Xiao Yang uttered those 2 words. Han Yu glared at Xiao Yang. A moment later, he slowly nodded and said, "In that case, I can only kill you first." Bang! After Han Yu's last word sounded, the many experts from the Han clan and the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe simultaneously unleashed their Do Chi without any restraint. Their bodies flashed as they surrounded Xiao Yang's group. The expressions of Zaner's group gradually turned cold when the Han clan and the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe attacked at the same time. They stepped forward and the Do Chi within their bodies began to circulate. "Han Yu, are you really planning on starting a big war between the Guyu clan and the Han clan?" Guyu Yang coldly cried out. Big war? My Han clan has never been afraid of your Guyu clan. We have left you in peace for so long to give you all a little more time. Do you really think that my Han clan doesn't dare touch you? A shady smile was lifted on Han Yu's face when he heard Guyu Yang's cry. His dense eyes shifted back to Xiao Yang as he said, "Your name has recently been circulating around my Han clan. Even 4th Jianzuan failed. Back then, I told them we should act decisively if we were going to act at all, but those old fellows were clearly unconcerned. You have only managed to survive now because they didn't care. However, I think that we should end this uncaring stance. A dense black chi suddenly surged out of Han Yu's body in all directions after his words sounded. Wave after wave of chilly ripples continued to spread from his body. A solemn expression surged onto the faces of Zaner's group when they sensed the majestic ripple that spread from Han Yu's body. This Han Yu could be ranked within the top 3 among the younger generation of the Han clan. Such a person was relatively troublesome to deal with. Leave Xiaoyang to me. Brother Ju Feng, the others will be blocked by your Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe and the other experts from the Han clan. Ju Feng nodded after hearing Han Yu's words. He glanced at Xiaoyang and said, I wish to face this brat in battle, but since Brother Han Yu has already spoken, I will leave him to you. Attack! Bang! Murderous desire surged within the eyes of the many experts surrounding Zaner's group after Ju Feng's cold cry sounded. Powerful chi pillars whistled toward Zaner's group without mercy. Humph! Faced with the attacks of the many experts from the Han clan and the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe, Zaner's group let out a cold snort. Their sleeves were swung and those chi pillars were annihilated when they were still 10 feet away from their bodies. Although their group was smaller than the Han clan and the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe, their quality was a little better. Xiaoyang Ge, why don't you leave Han Yu for me to handle? Zaner turned to Xiaoyang as she shattered a chi pillar that was rushing over. There's no need for that. Xiaoyang faintly smiled. Before he had entered the Bodhisattva ancient tree, he would only have been able to obtain victory against Han Yu, who was a 6-change peak Dozun, if he used a fire lotus. Now, Xiaoyang's level and fighting strength completely surpassed Han Yu. What did Han Yu have that allowed him to fight with Xiaoyang? All of you only need to deal with Ju Feng and the rest. The remaining neutral experts will likely not get involved in this matter after receiving the Bodhisattva seeds. Hence, we should be able to deal with these people despite their large numbers. Xiaoyang glanced at some of the neutral experts who had withdrawn into the distance. These people were quite strong. If they were to aid Han Yu's group, the pressure they would face would increase. If Xiaoyang had not been worried about them joining his enemies, he would have been happy to retain a couple more Bodhisattva seeds. You should be careful, Zaner did not insist after hearing his words. She merely nodded. Xiaoyang smiled. He stepped forward and slowly walked out of the circle that the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe and the Han clan had formed. Those people gave way when he walked out. Only after Xiaoyang exited the circle did they reform the shape around Zaner's group. The Tushi ancient god Jade should be in your hands, right? A black glint flashed within Han Yu's eyes. He questioned as he watched Xiaoyang slowly walk forward and stop a short distance away. You want it? Come take it. Xiaoyang laughed. Han Yu narrowed his eyes. A dark and cold expression suddenly surfaced on his pale jade-like face. Xiaoyang's smiling face caused a desire to kill to surge within his heart. Razor-tongued brat. Han Yu coldly laughed. Xiaoyang smiled as he looked at Han Yu in front of him. He said, stop playing these games, they are useless in front of me. Xiaoyang suddenly swung his fist toward the empty space to his left after his word sounded. A hot wind formed on his fist as an intense fluctuation immediately formed in that space. After which, a figure staggered out of thin air and miserably flew back. That person was surprisingly Han Yu. Han Yu's face turned gloomy after being forced back by Xiaoyang's punch. He glanced at the after-image that gradually paled. It was unexpected that Xiaoyang's senses were so sharp. Xiaoyang glanced at Han Yu's gloomy face. He glanced at the chaotic battle a short distance away before shaking his head. Without delaying any longer, he took a step forward, and an incomparably vast and mighty aura suddenly surged out of his body in all directions. This aura swept over the entire space the moment it appeared. Some of the weaker individuals vaguely felt a pressure. 9-change peak Dozun. The expressions of those neutral experts in the distance suddenly changed when they sensed the great strength of this aura. Their faces revealed their shock as they looked at Xiaoyang. All of them were certain that Xiaoyang had not possessed this strength 1 month ago. Han Yu's face twitched at this moment. His expression had become extremely ugly. Only at this moment did he understand why Xiao Yan was unafraid of him. The answer was because Xiao Yang's strength had already far surpassed his. So what if your strength is at the 9th change of a peak dozan? Do you think that I am afraid of you? Han Yu inhaled a deep breath of air. He suppressed the shock in his heart as the seal formed by his hands changed. A clan tattoo slowly appeared on his brow. His aura suddenly soared when this clan tattoo appeared. His aura approached Xiao Yang's level in the blink of an eye. 8 change, huh? Unfortunately, this is still insufficient. Xiao Yang smiled and shook his head upon sensing Han Yu's aura. We will know whether it is enough after exchanging blows. Han Yu coldly laughed. His hand seal changed, and he formed many complicated seals. The cold do chi within his body formed a frightening black palm in front of him with lightning-like speed. Sharp miserable cries continued to be emitted from the palm. There was a savage-looking face vaguely visible on it. Soul destruction palm. Han Yu let out a furious shout after the miserable cries from the palm became intense. That dark black palm quickly rushed towards Xiao Yang with lightning-like speed. The dark black palm was not very large, but it contained an extremely dark, cold, and powerful do chi. Han Yu understood that he would end up losing if he did not use all his strength against a much stronger Xiao Yang. I have said, it is insufficient. Xiao Yang continued to slowly shake his head even as Han Yu's powerful palm continued toward him. After which, he took 2 gentle steps forward and appeared in front of Han Yu's palm. Han Yu looked on with shocked eyes as a hot flame suddenly surged out of Xiao Yang's right hand. Finally, it gently slammed into the dark black palm. Crack! A stalemate lasted for an instant as the two collided. After which, everyone watching was stunned to see that the dark black palm, which had gathered most of Han Yu's do chi, was easily burst apart by a random strike of Xiao Yang's hand. This strength absolutely suppressed the attack since it came from a completely different level. Bang! The black palm burst apart in front of everyone's eyes and turned into nothing. How is this possible? Shock surged from Han Yu's heart when he saw Xiao Yang randomly scatter his soul destruction palm. He looked at the figure in front of him in disbelief. He was well aware of the strength of the soul destruction palm. An ordinary 9-change peak dozan expert would not be able to receive it, much less head-on, because the palm contained a dark chilling energy that eroded one's soul, yet his powerful palm was insignificant to Xiao Yang. Do the members of the Han clan only possess such tricks? Xiao Yang's figure walked through the air. He looked down at Han Yu, who wore an ugly expression, and laughed. Xiao Yang, you should not be too arrogant. Han Yu's expression was a dangerous dark as he stared at Xiao Yang. His heart was filled with dissatisfaction. He clearly understood that Xiao Yang would not have been a match for him if Xiao Yang had not trained for 1 month within the Bodhisattva ancient tree, but none of the many possible situations that could have occurred were reality. Ha ha! Xiao Yang smiled when he heard Han Yu's dark and chilly cry. Xiao Yang's hand was suddenly swung and a large cluster of hot flames erupted from his sleeve. After which, the flames formed a 1,000-foot large fire hand that grabbed at Han Yu with lightning-like speed. Han Yu clenched his teeth in dissatisfaction when he saw Xiao Yang attack. Black fog surged from his body before turning into many ferocious black fog beasts. They wildly cried out as they pounced toward the large fire hand. Bang bang! The large fire hand slammed toward these black beasts. When the ferocious black fog beasts collided with hand, they were all blasted into smoke in an instant. After which, they were vaporized by the frighteningly high temperature. How stubborn! Xiao Yang faintly smiled upon seeing this outcome. He waved his sleeve and the large fire hand suddenly flashed. It was above Han Yu's head when it next appeared before it was ruthlessly slammed down. Bang! The large fire hand smashed into Han Yu's body since he could not dodge it. The black fog that lingered over his body scattered as a hot and powerful wind poured into it through all his pores. The do chi within Han Yu's body did not have time to form a defense against this extremely hot and wild wind. As his body was being forcefully torn apart by that unusual heat, more wind entered it like poisonous snakes. His expression paled as a mouthful of bright red fresh blood was spat out. His body also shot backwards and landed on the ground. Hiss! The group of neutral experts in the distance gently inhaled a breath of cool air as they watched Xiaoyang severely injure Guyu with just a palm strike. Their hearts rejoiced since they had not greedily intervened earlier. Otherwise, they would have been left even more miserable than Guyu. After sending Guyu flying with a palm, Xiaoyang glanced at the chaotic battleground a short distance away. He let out a cold laugh as his hand launched toward the battle. A couple of punches were thrown into the air and a frightening wind penetrated empty space before smashing into the bodies of a couple of Hun clans and Heaven Demon Phoenix tribes experts. A powerful strength caused those people to spit out blood and fly back. This unexpected change caused Ju Feng's group to start. They hurriedly shifted their eyes and saw Guyu lying on the ground with an unknown fate. Their expressions underwent a drastic change. Guyu has actually been finished off this quickly? A monstrous wave of turmoil rose within Ju Feng's heart. Even he was unable to defeat Guyu within such a short period of time, yet Guyu appeared like a dead dog within less than 10 minutes in Xiaoyang's hands. Are you planning to fight personally? Xiaoyang's eyes shot toward Ju Feng. His faint voice caused Ju Feng's hand to tremble. Ju Feng's face was volatile, but he ultimately did not say anything. Guyu was defeated so miserably, even less needed to be said of him. The situation today is hopeless. This brat has already become very strong. Only those grand elders within the tribe can finish him off. Ju Feng's eyes flickered. Finally, he swallowed the fury and murderous intent within his heart. Revealing any intention to kill at this moment would only result in a fate similar to Guyu. Xiaoyang glanced at Guyu in the distance, who was struggling to climb to his feet. After suppressing everyone with his words, a murderous desire surged within his heart. He and the Hun clan were enemies who would not rest until the other party died. This Guyu was one of the most outstanding individuals among the younger generation of the Hun clan. If he could kill him, even the Hun clan would feel some pain. Since this was the case, he could not let the people from the Hun clan off no matter what. Rustle, rustle. While Xiaoyang had made up his mind to retain Guyu's group in this place forever, the Bodhisattva ancient tree, which had been standing quietly in the middle of this space, suddenly emitted a rustling sound before wave after wave of ripples began to appear. Is this realm about to collapse? Xiaoyang was startled after seeing these ripples form. He immediately knit his brows. The Bodhisattva ancient tree would not continue to exist in the world forever. After it had spat out its Bodhisattva seeds, it would once again sink into the land and rest. It would only break out of the land after gathering its energy, but no one knew when that would be. The unusual change caused everyone to panic. The battlegrounds also quickly scattered as the Hun clan members quickly lifted Guyu up. After which, they clustered together with the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe. Their eyes were cautious as they glanced between Xiaoyang and the surrounding space. Brother Guyu, you all right? Ju Feng glanced at the pale-looking Guyu and softly inquired. Guyu wiped off the trace of blood from the corner of his mouth. He slowly shook his head as his eyes ruthlessly glared at Xiaoyang. A moment later, his lips trembled. Ju Feng's body stiffened before he clenched his teeth and nodded his head. Rustle, rustle, rustle. The spatial fluctuation became more intense as everyone pulled back. Suddenly, a cracked line appeared and a glaring light pillar shot out from it. Crack, crack, crack. After the first crack appeared, an increasing number of spatial slices continued to surface. Within a short few minutes, the extremely solid space had gained thousands of holes. Finally, it exploded in front of everyone's panicked eyes. The deepest part of the ancient wasteland region. An enormous Bodhisattva ancient tree stood alone within this grassland. Majestic and refreshing air continued to spread from it in all directions, revealing a spectacular scene. A couple of figures sat a short distance away from the Bodhisattva ancient tree. They were Nalan Yangran and the rest who had been left behind. There were also some other experts who had charged through the beast tide. Everyone present had fully healed from their injuries, but they were unwilling to simply leave. Hence, they continued to stand guard. Rustle, rustle. A rustling sound suddenly appeared within the quiet grassy plains. The Bodhisattva ancient tree in the middle of the field had not moved for a month, but all of a sudden, it began to unleash a glaring emerald light. Soon after, many miserable figures escaped this light and landed on the surrounding ground. Teacher? This sudden scene caused everyone to be startled. A wild joy rose as Nail and Yinran's group hurriedly stood up. Their eyes were happily looking at a figure a short distance away. We have finally exited. Guyu Yang's group inhaled a deep breath of the fresh grassland air. They felt an elation from having survived a calamity. How could an outsider imagine the kind of danger they had experienced during this short 1 month? That frightening illusion would still remain in their minds after a long time. Xiaoyang gently exhaled. His transformation had been the greatest during this 1 month. While it had only been a month in the eyes of others, he had experienced 100 reincarnations. The reincarnation training might not have allowed his strength to truly soar, but it had unknowingly left behind something that could influence. Rustle, rustle. The Bodhisattva ancient tree began to tremble after the last person was tossed out. A circular light was unleashed from beneath the Bodhisattva ancient tree. The ground seemed to turn into liquid because of this light, and the Bodhisattva ancient tree slowly entered the earth through this liquid. The expressions of many people changed upon seeing the Bodhisattva ancient tree enter the ground. Their hearts were filled with dissatisfaction. Even an elite doshen would not be able to find the Bodhisattva ancient tree once it went underground. In other words, the next time one could see the Bodhisattva ancient tree would be when it appeared in the world again. Perhaps thousands of years would already have passed by then. Unfortunately, we did not find the Bodhisattva heart. Guyu Yang softly sighed and lamented somewhat regretfully as he watched the Bodhisattva ancient tree slowly sink into the ground. Xiaoyang, who had heard these words, sort of smiled. His hand gently rubbed the spot of his chest where a pounding emerald-like crystal-clear heart now resided. This was the legendary Bodhisattva heart, but Xiaoyang had yet to refine it. Once he truly refined it, he would be able to step into the Doshan class. Brother Bodhisattva, thank you very much. Hopefully, we will be able to meet again in the future. Xiaoyang softly muttered as watched the Bodhisattva ancient tree sink deeper underground. His heart felt some regret. This Bodhisattva ancient tree did not possess a true intelligence. Otherwise, it would have been a genuine expert within the Dochi continent. If he could have befriended it, the aid it would have provided would have been incredible. Bang! The Bodhisattva ancient tree finally sank into ground in front of many pairs of eyes. After the final trace of emerald light disappeared, these grassy plains once again became empty. Xiaoyang softly sighed in his heart as he watched the Bodhisattva ancient tree completely disappear. He was just about to speak when his expression suddenly changed. The space around him had suddenly become extremely distorted. It was like a prison had sealed them. The intense distortion of space sealed this entire area. Any spatial fluctuation was unable to seep out of it. Xiaoyang's expression was dark and cold as he turned his head. He looked in the direction of the origin of this spatial fluctuation and saw an enormous heaven phoenix illusory figure roaming the sky behind Jufeng. The entire sky was enshrouded by this illusory heaven phoenix. The spatial ripple from before had come from its body. Looks like the next tribe head of the heaven demon phoenix tribe is going to be someone else. Jufeng's heart trembled when he saw Xiaoyang's dark and dense gaze sweep over. Jufeng immediately cried out in a deep voice, "Han Yu, why aren't you acting?" A cold smile surfaced on Han Yu's face when he heard Jufeng's cry. He clenched his hand and a scroll appeared in his palm. Subsequently, he shattered it. An intense spatial fluctuation swept out of the scroll after it was shattered. This spatial force was transferred to Jufeng's body. Agglomerate. Jufeng's hand suddenly slid across the empty space in front of him after he took on this intense spatial force. A spatial tear spread before it formed a black hole in that space. A monstrous aura swept apart like a storm from that spot. Everyone present revealed a sudden change in their expression upon sensing the monstrous aura that spread apart. They exclaimed, "An elite Bansheng?" Xiaoyang's expression was solemn. These damn people had yet to give up. They were planning on summoning the experts from their clan over. We must not allow them to succeed. A cold glint flickered within Xiao Yang's eyes. He waved his hand and a flame surged out of his sleeve. It turned into a ferocious fire beast that rushed toward the spatial crack with lightning-like speed. The fire beast appeared in front of the spatial tear while emitting a high temperature, but before it could explode, a dense white bone-like hand was suddenly extended from the spatial crack. It grabbed the flame and a black fog surged. The flame was eroded into nothing. Cough cough, Han Yu, it is unexpected that even you cannot finish off the brat from the Xiao clan. A coughing elderly voice was slowly emitted from the spatial crack after the white shriveled hand had extended out. After which, a greyish-white clothed old man slowly stepped out of the crack and appeared in front of everyone's eyes. This elder's figure was extremely crooked. His hand held a skeleton walking stick. Both of his eyes were deep as a serene green glow were emitted from the both of them. He gave one an extremely sinister and strange feeling. An accident occurred. Otherwise, I would not have used this spatial scroll, Han Yu frowned after hearing the old man's words. After which, he looked at Xiaoyang and said, he trained for a month beneath the Bodhisattva ancient tree and his strength has soared to the 9th stage of the peak Dozun class. Moreover, he still has some Bodhisattva seeds in his hand. Elder Guiuyu must intervene in order to retain him. That old man called Elder Guiuyu was slightly startled upon hearing this. His eyes, which contained a green glow, landed on Xiaoyang. A strange smile surfaced on his shriveled face. It is unexpected that this brat has come across such luck. Xiaoyang frowned when faced with Guiyu's observing eyes. He slowly exhaled. It seemed that he was finally going to fight a genuine Bansheng today. These bastards have summoned an expert from their clan. Guyu furiously cried when he saw who had arrived. Guyu Qingyang's expression was also relatively gloomy. He clenched his hand and a scroll appeared in it. Finally, he shattered it, but he was stunned to find that no spatial fluctuations had appeared despite having shattered the spatial scroll. It's pointless. The space here has already been sealed by the Heaven Phoenix illusory figure summoned by Zhu Feng. Without his permission, spatial fluctuations cannot be transmitted out. Zaner slowly shook her head and softly remarked. There is also some members of the younger generation from the Guyu clan. Guiyu's eye slid away from Xiaoyang. He looked at Zaner's group and laughed. Elder Guyu, don't waste time with them. The situation might change if things are delayed. We should first capture Xiaoyang. Han Yu spoke in a deep voice. It is not easy for these old bones of mine to come out here. You should stop pressing me. Guyu involuntarily shook his head when he heard Han Yu's urging. Although he spoke like this, he lifted the walking stick in his hand and slowly stepped through the air. A couple of after-images materialized as he appeared a short distance from Xiaoyang. That skeleton-like face revealed an extremely ferocious smile as he said, "It is unexpected that the Xiao clan can produce someone like you after having exhausted its bloodline." How unexpected! Quite a number of experts from our Han clan have died in your hands. Your name is quite well known around our Han clan. Xiaoyang was without expression. He could sense an enormous pressure emanating from Guyu. Xiaoyang might be at the 9th change at the peak of the Dozun class, but he was not a true Bansheng. He was lacking when compared to this Bansheng Guyu. The old me is known as Guyu. Of course, you can also address me as Second Qianzuan. Perhaps you might be a little more familiar with the title that I have held for some time, though, since I have advanced to the Bansheng class, I prefer others call me Saint Guyu. Guyu spoke in a hoarse voice. Second Qianzuan. Xiaoyang's eyelids twitched. This old fellow was actually the second Qianzuan of the Hall of Souls. It was really the case of those at the front being the strongest when it came to these so-called Qianzuans. He wondered just how strong the first Qianzuan was. Perhaps he was a true elite Bansheng. If this was the case, calling him first Qiansheng would perhaps be more appropriate. Xiaoyang's heart involuntarily sank when he thought about the first Qianzuan. The strength of this Han clan was indeed extremely great and unfathomable. If one did not possess the strength of a Dosheng, it would be difficult to protect oneself while fighting with them. Once this matter is over, I will immediately refine the Bodhisattva heart. Only by advancing to the Banshan class will I not need to be afraid of the Hall of Souls. Xiaoyang clenched his fist. Ever since he had been a dosha back then, he had been utilizing the laziness of the Hall of Souls in order to raise his strength. Only after he had raised his strength would he be able to survive clashing against the stronger experts the Hall of Souls dispatched. It was now time for him to take the initiative. All right, the introduction is over. It has been a long time since I have spoken so much. Young fellow from the Xiao clan, are you going to return with me to the Han clan or shall we fight? Guyu softly coughed and asked a question as his green eyes bore down on Xiaoyang. Xiaoyang's expression was icy cold. His body shook and a pair of green-red bone wings spread behind him. The eyes of the members from the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe twitched when they saw these bone wings appear. They could sense a familiar feeling from them. Zaner, can you block him for a while? Xiaoyang turned his head and asked Zaner a question in a deep voice. Zaner slowly nodded. Her lovely body moved as she appeared in front of Xiaoyang. A colorful clan tattoo quickly appeared on her smooth forehead. At the same time, Zaner's aura abruptly surged as a golden flame filled both of her eyes. Be careful! Xiaoyang softly cried out. After which, his body pulled back. He waved his hand and 5 clusters of flames appeared in front of him. It seemed that Xiaoyang understood that he needed to unleash his strongest attack if he wished to truly defeat this Guiuyu. Are you going to merge heavenly flames again? Guiyu's shriveled face unnoticeably twitched when he saw Xiaoyang pull back. He had heard about Xiaoyang's ability to merge heavenly flames from some members of the Han clan. It was precisely because of this merger that those experts from the Han clan had ended up returning in failure. This elderly self is really curious to learn whether or not the strength of this heavenly flame merger of yours is really as frightening as the rumors say. This Guyu was a skilled and bold person. His Banshan class strength gave him enough capital to look down on everyone present. Even a Qian class Do skill would have difficulty turning the tide because of this indescribable gap. However, Guyu would never have expected those Han clan experts who had fought Xiaoyang back then had also adopted such a mentality. Guyu clan Zaner, the owner of a divine bloodline and is rumored to be the person with the most perfect bloodline in the Guyu clan. Guiyu's eyes looked at Zaner a short distance away. A shriveled smile appeared on his face as he said, "Your potential is quite good, but you are currently no match for me." Guiyu's last sentence had just sounded when his body strangely disappeared. Zaner's expression changed upon seeing him move. Her lovely body suddenly pulled back as her palm, which was surrounded by a golden flame, ruthlessly slammed toward a spot in the air. Her palm was accompanied by a frightening temperature. The space distorted when her palm shot out and a crooked elderly figure appeared. This figure belonged to Saint Guyu. Your senses are quite good. No wonder you are the clan member with the greatest potential in the Guyu clan. Saint Guyu laughed strangely after being forced to appear by Zaner. His hand was like a poisonous snake as it strangely rotated. After which, it collided with Zaner's palm like lightning. Bang! A frightening wind, which was accompanied by some heat, swept over the sky. Saint Guiyu's body did not move, but Zaner emitted a muffled groan. Her feet staggered back. Zaner quickly stabilized her body after taking a final step. Her hands were placed together. They appeared like a blooming lotus as they formed many complicated seals. A bright golden flame erupted from Zaner's body in all directions as these seals changed. The entire sky seemed to have suddenly been ignited as this golden flame appeared. Looking at the bright flame that had suddenly erupted from Zaner, a surprised expression also flashed across Guiyu's face. His voice reverberated over the sky. Gold Emperor incinerating heavenly flame, the Guyu clan's inherited flame that is ranked 4th on the heavenly flame ranking. It is unexpected that a little girl like you was able to subdue it. Part 1 end here.